Hi, my name is Kat, or the Fairy Librarian, and welcome to a new reading vlog. It is Monday evening. It is about an hour after I ended the last vlog, and I wanted to already start this new one. So I'll go over what I will be reading in this vlog. Where do I start? Well, first, there is a book I am currently in the middle of reading, and that is The Bloodstones by Tori Tecken, which is the first book in the Legends of the Bruhai series, which is an adult fantasy, Asian-inspired. Has some military stuff, some politics in it. I'm quite enjoying it. I'm 50% of the way through. It sort of fell to the wayside a little bit last week. If you've seen a vlog, you know that I was racing against the clock to finish The Adventures of Amina al-Sarafi before it was due at the library. I actually just returned it before filming this. So yeah, this one didn't get read as much last week. And so I would like to change that and maybe finish it during this week. I'll talk about this one a little more later on. Because I have a new priority for the week. If you've seen my October TBR, you may remember that I have 3 Sarah J. Maas books on my October TBR, so I would like to get started on that. And so this week I'll be reading A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas, the second book in the ACOTAR series. I am so excited about this one. I heard that this is where the series really gets good. It's a lot of people's favorite. So yeah, I know a few things that are going to happen in this because it's hard to avoid spoilers. But I just know like a general direction that it'll move in. Not much more. I managed to avoid them for the most part, but it's not 100% possible. So I know the direction that it goes in, but I'll be curious to see how we get there. I'm really excited. I think I'm gonna read this very quickly. I hope that I get sucked into it early and then I can just read it very fast. Yeah, looking forward to this. Then I was thinking, what other book do I want to read if I finish both of these, or if I finish one of them, that I can have another one to sort of read beside the other one. And it was a hard decision, and I have a lot of books that were calling my name right now, but the one that I decided to go with is Temptation Ridge by Robyn Carr, the 6th book in the Virgin River series, which is a series of like women's fiction-y books that have a pretty strong romantic component, but they're not romances. This follows Shelby and Luke, who I don't think I've met yet, but I've noticed that in a couple books so far we've met the 2 people for the next book in like the previous one. So we met the people of book 3, we met them in book 2, and then so on. So maybe we've met Shelby and Luke in the 5th book, but I didn't. That one, I didn't like it. So I don't know. I hope this one is better than the 5th one. I really did not like the 5th one. So yeah, Temptation Ridge is also on the list. But I'm gonna start out my reading week, this reading vlog, with none of those 3, because it is the last day of September. I still have like 2 hours of September left and it'll be midnight. So I thought, how about I just end the month strong with catching up on a series. And so I will be reading La Forteresse du Roi Xiang, which is the third album in the Castan series, which is a French comic series. It started out as historical fiction, but then some fantasy elements got introduced. So it's a historical fantasy, but I kind of think about it as historical fiction, set in a fictional Asian country, with a military and stuff. I casually enjoyed a series. I think the plot is fun, but I don't have a bunch of thoughts about it. But I am gonna start off with reading this. That way I'll be caught up on the series because the fourth album is coming but isn't out yet. And like start my reading week and end my reading month strong. So that's what I'm gonna do now. And I will talk to you when I have an update. Bye. Hi, it is Tuesday afternoon and I have some updates. So first, as I already said in the previous clip, I was going to read La Forteresse du Roi Xiang, which I did. I finished this. I've enjoyed every installment in the series, a little bit less than the one before. I had fun with the first one, and then the second one I still enjoyed, but I had some issues. This one I have even more issues. So on the back it says that there would be 4 installments in the series, and or at least it has like the 3 previous installments on there, and then it says like the 4th is coming. But I thought that there would be more than that. Maybe that would be the only one that they currently have a title yet, etc. But that there would be more, because I just could not see a way that after the second one the story would be wrapped up in only 2 more albums. But this one, the pacing was so insanely fast that like now I can see it, but I don't think it's a good thing. It was so fast that it became hard to tell what was even going on some of the time. And yeah, I didn't love it. I did like so it's like a bit of a military book as well, or series as well. And so I liked some of the strategy used in this book and going on in this book. But yeah, I don't know, it was so fast paced. Like way too fast. It needed to slow down like a lot for me to really be able to say that I could like this. And I'm not entirely sure if I want to read the 4th one, because on the one hand it's like only 1 more, so I could just do it, but also do I want to? I don't know. So yeah, a little bit disappointed in this one. So let's hope that the rest of the week goes better. Because I also started A Grit of Mist and Fury. I am now 75 pages into it, which is about 1/8 of the way through, because it's 600 pages total. And I am quite enjoying this. So this book starts with Feyre trying to deal with the emotional consequences of what happened at the end of the first book. And so we get this portrayal of like trauma and PTSD and stuff like that. Which I knew that Sarah J. Maas is known for like her mental health stuff in her books, and I thought that so far I thought that was pretty well done. Then we had a wedding, or like the wedding plans. That went a lot faster than I expected. I thought that just happened a little faster, and so yeah, I don't mind. I can see why it was done, just different from what I expected. And then Rysand, I'm not sure how to say it, entered the party and holds Feyre to an agreement that she made in the first book to spend 1 week every month with him in the night court, and so that's where we are now. Yeah, I'm liking it. So far I'm really enjoying it. I like the way people react to certain things. I think they're very, very realistic reactions to certain events. I also I already know the direction that the series is moving into, because like that is very hard not to be spoiled for. And I'm not looking forward to see it happen, or at least one side of it to see that happen. I'm not looking forward to that, but I have seen some sort of traces and some seeds of this thing, and then I can see how certain things are, I would have perceived certain things differently had I not known the direction that this was going in, but knowing where it's gonna go, there are certain things that I interpret a certain way. I'm trying to be vague because if you don't know what I'm talking about, I don't want you to be spoiled. But so yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. I'm gonna read a little more probably before class. I have class tonight from 6 to 8, which is also exactly the window within which it is socially acceptable to eat dinner. When am I supposed to eat? So I'm not sure if I want to eat before that, which then means that I don't know if I'll be able to read a little bit more before that, or if I want to read afterwards, but then it's a long time. So do I eat something small and have proper dinner later tonight? I don't know. It's such a mess. I know that last week I also had this class. It's not every week, but I also had this class at this time, and I just ended up not having dinner at all, which I don't want to do that again. So I need to think what I want to do, because it's such an annoying time. I'm very happy that it's not every week, but yeah. Anyway, that's my update and my mini rant. So I'll talk to you again later. Bye. Hi, it's Thursday evening. I'm currently joining Danny's reading sprints from Danny Dabbles. And I'm reading The Bloodstones, but I got 60% in, so I wanted to talk to you about it. So this is an adult fantasy. It's the first book in the Legends of the Bruhai series. It's a military fantasy. The author, Tori Tecken, is a friend of mine, so caveat there. And she sent me this ebook copy in exchange for a review. So, you know, for transparency. But I'm really enjoying it. It's quite a bit darker than what I'm used to. It's not my typical subgenre. I already said it's more military, which I don't read a ton of. But I am quite enjoying this. Some parts are very intense. We follow two POVs. So we have a boy who is the son of a counselor, and he, just wants to serve his country, whatever. But then something happens to him and he has to leave behind everything that he knows and everyone that he knows to sort of start a new life that he hasn't chosen. So I'm enjoying that. There are some really heartbreaking moments in his POV. Chapter 12. That was rough. But yeah, some really heartbreaking moments, but beautiful as well. I like some of the found family that we get in his POV. Yeah. And he has more of like the military training. The other POV is a warrior from another tribe. And she is a pretty established warrior, has killed a lot of enemies, had fought in a lot of battles. A very good warrior. And then stuff happens there as well. I'm liking her POV a lot. I'm not liking her character that much. I quite dislike her actually, in a lot of ways, but like not in a way that I can stand reading from her, just in a way of like, she's a very flawed person and I don't like her particular flaws. So yeah, I'm quite enjoying it. What I do appreciate, we have these two countries with two different cultures, and I like how in both of them there is sort of this emphasis on there needs to be a balance between like pure like strength and fighting and being a warrior, and also like that needs to be balanced out with something else. Like the particular metaphor that they use for it is different in the first one. They say that the king emperor, I'm not sure what it is, I forgot, has to be both a wolf and a fox, so he needs both like the actual physical like strength and just brute force, but also needs to be sly and cunning the way that a fox is, and uses brain and stuff. And then in the other tribe they say you need a closed fist and an open hand, where a closed fist is in fighting, and an open hand is more like peaceful times. It's that's more like the domestic and the getting enough food and and stuff like that. So I'm really liking that both of them have this emphasis on balance, even if the concrete ways within which that is filled in, yeah, is different. So yeah, I'm really liking it in the boy's POV. I forgot his name, I'm so sorry. There are a lot of people who, not a lot, there are a couple of people who do a lot of things that are terrible, that are just things that you don't do, for what they believe is the greater good. But is that greater good actually good? And then, even if it is, does that justify what they're doing? I think it does not. So yeah, it's very interesting. I'm really liking it. I'm gonna read a little bit more of it maybe later tonight. I'm gonna switch to ACOTAR because that one, like ACOTAR, requires a lot of brain power, and this one, you know, a little bit more. I mean, it's not as like super dense and hard to get through, but just in comparison, ACOTAR is definitely a little bit easier to get through for me, even if only I read ACOTAR in Dutch and it's in English, so those are also contributing factors. But so yeah, I'm gonna read just a little bit more of this. I won't finish this tonight. I probably am going to finish this on Sunday. That's the plan, because I would like to get to a point where I have enough left of this for my train ride on Sunday, but I'm close enough that I can finish it Sunday evening. Either like on that train ride, I hope not too early on that train ride because then I won't have anything else to read, or just like once I get here, just with sitting here and reading in the evening. So that's my plan with the Bloodstones. For Akamath, we'll see where I get. So I'll talk to you when I've read some more. Bye. So it is now Friday afternoon, and I have an update in regards to A Court of Mist and Fury. I am now about a quarter, I'd say, of the way through, and I'm really enjoying it. There are some very intense scenes in this that are so hard to read, very intense subject matter in here, and I mentioned this on a Discord I'm in, and I just got, oh, it'll only get worse. So yay. There are things I already mentioned that I knew something going into the series that only really comes into play and gets revealed in this book. And I think that if I would have gone into book one not knowing it, that reading this I would be like, oh my god, these characters are now completely different than what they were in the first book. But because I read book one knowing that, or knowing what I knew, I could sort of see certain things that I wouldn't have picked up on, or I would have interpreted differently, that are actually an indication of the side of them that we get to see in this book. I'm trying to be vague, and it feels weird trying to be vague because it is so hard not to be spoiled for that thing. But then if there is someone who managed not to get spoiled, I don't want to be the one to do it. So yeah, I'm gonna say like I'm gonna continue to be vague, or trying to be vague. My hair is doing weird. It's really poofy. Okay. So yeah, I for that I am kind of glad that I had that spoiler going into book one, but I won't say it if you don't want it. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. We're in a really, the place where we're currently in isn't as intense and hard to read, and is actually quite nice. But I'm afraid that it won't happen, and it won't stay that for very long. I'm afraid that it's gonna go down pretty bad from here. I had actually hoped to be a little further along in this than I currently am, because I would like to be able to finish this early next week. So I'm gonna have to read quite a bit over the weekend, but I probably won't be able to update you on that. As is typical for my weekend reading, I don't really do weekend updates almost ever, for reasons. So next time I'll check in, I'll be quite a bit further in, and I hopefully will also either have finished the Bloodstones or be very close to finishing the Bloodstones. And then if I can finish this Thorny's vlog, I'm gonna be happy. Temptation Ridge didn't happen, which is fine. I'll move that to later this month. But I do really want to read that one, this one. So I want to get there. But yeah, I'm really liking this. I can totally see myself in the next vlog like diving into book 3 straight away, because I'm enjoying it. So yeah, that was my update in terms of reading. I'm really happy because I need to write a bachelor's thesis this year, and I couldn't really find a topic that I wanted to go about. There were like a bunch of them that like sounded kind of interesting, but I didn't have one that I was like super pumped about. Like there were ones that like I wouldn't, like if I would end up writing a thesis about those, like I would be totally fine and I'd be happy and content and everything, and I wouldn't hate my life or anything. But this one I'm like so pumped about. So yeah, I mean it's a general direction that I'm thinking of, that I need to narrow down a little bit, but I'm so excited about it. So yeah, I just wanted to share my joy about it because it's just, it has been on my mind a lot, and I'm happy. So that was the update. I will talk to you on Monday, or maybe Sunday evening, but probably Monday. Bye. So it is Tuesday morning. I didn't feel like updating yesterday, so that's why it's already Tuesday. But I didn't read as much over the weekend as I thought I would. I did continue some of Court of Mist and Fury, and I'm absolutely loving this. Part 2, because it's divided into parts. Part 2 is pretty long. I'm still in part two. It's feeling so cozy and wholesome, even though there are high stakes and there is, you know, a external plot going on that is pretty yeah, high stakes. Um it just feels so cozy and so wholesome, and I'm loving it. We have some found family in this, which I love. We have the cutest romance. Um there's like this one scene where they're just sending little notes back and forth, and it's just, I love that scene. It's so cute. Um so yeah, I'm really liking it. There was a little moment when we had sort of a heist plot, which is also always fun. So yeah, I'm really liking it. I am starting to see why people say that, like, if they're in bad mental health, that they read Sarah J. Maas. Like, I'm starting to see that with this book. I'm loving it so much. It is so easy to read. I just want to keep reading. There's this one character also called Tarquin, and he's so precious. And I need him to be okay and have a good ending. And please, 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 Sarah, don't make him turn out to be the bad guy, because I no, I won't. If that happens, I'm done. No, no, he was so precious, and I liked him so much. Um, so yeah, I'm loving this. I haven't really read a lot in the Bloodstones because this was just exactly what my brain needed this weekend, and is still needing currently. Even though I'm really loving the Bloodstones, but it's gonna be more a book that I'm slowly like chipping away at. Well, this is the one that I like indulge myself in. Because yeah, it's really nice. So, and I think that this is where I'm gonna end this vlog. I really wanted to finish either this or the Bloodstones this vlog, which that didn't happen. Like, I didn't mind rolling one over into next week, but I would have liked to finish one, but it is what it is. So you'll have to stay tuned for next week vlogs to see my final thoughts on both of them. But yeah, I really like the week. So what did I read? I read La Forteresse du Xiang. Was that the beginning of this week? Or was it the end of last week? Like, I know when I read it, I just don't know if that was still this vlog or last week's vlog. I'm gonna have to check. And then Court of Mist and Fury, obviously. I got to page 368 out of 607, so a little over halfway. And then the Bloodstones are at like 10% of that. I still have 3 hours left according to my e-reader, so I will probably, I don't know when I'll finish that, when my brain is in the mood, because I am really liking it, but my brain is just not in the mood for a story like that right now, and so I don't want to do it at the service by reading it when it is not something that my brain is craving right now, the way it is craving Sarah J. Maas. So yeah, I did not read Temptation Ridge, even though that was on the list of things that I would have liked to start. Like, I knew that that was more of a stretch goal. Was that even on this week's list or was it last week's list? I'm not even sure. What is time? But yeah, that'll happen at some point, hopefully. So yeah, this was the vlog. This was my very rambly outro for the vlog. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you again in another video. Bye.